What's up, teachers? It's Nickel here, and I'd like to take a look at which educational philosophies are kind of embedded within and are supported by the ski slope model. So let's dig in here. If we remember from the last video, there's this idea that our different playlists, the green circle, the blue square, the black diamond, and the double black diamond playlists, are designed to take students from where they are, help them gain some skills and recall the information they may have learned in the past, or at least what they already know, and then start to evaluate some of those ideas and then be able to really analyze them and compare and contrast the ideas in that final playlist at the Black Diamond. Now, we're also offering an opportunity for students to kind of like maybe create some arguments or create something that is a new kind of situation in order to take a risk to demonstrate their learning. The advanced is the Black Diamond playlist, and that's where our grade level expectation is going to be met. So as students go from the green circle to the blue square to the Black Diamond, once they're at the Black Diamond and they achieve the Black Diamond tasks, they have then satisfied the grade level expectations. The double Black Diamond, again, is an opportunity to take a risk and kind of go beyond, or to maybe not even beyond, but to really dig into the concept and demonstrate the student's understanding at that point. So if we look at some of those educational philosophies, the first one I want to look at is Norman Webb's depth of knowledge. This is beautifully organized into 4 different levels. And the idea here is that as someone wants to learn something and gain more depth in their understanding of something, typically we start here at this level 1. We progress into the level 2, level 3, and it's only in the level 4 that we can then design something new based on what we've learned, or maybe even create something new, or to really prove that we've understood and really understand something on that deep level. So level 1 is going to relate and apply really nicely to our green circle ski slope playlist. In this, you can see this pie, this wedge of the pie here, that we're basically asking students to recall and repeat things they've done in the past, maybe even recite something they've known or tell us what they know, to recognize patterns or to match things, or to maybe just label and list and identify different parts of the system that we're trying to teach them. Perhaps this is where they define a lot of the terms and they learn those new vocabulary terms. It's that time for them to memorize the foundational parts of the unit or the learning task. So level 1 is going to relate to our green circle ski slope playlist. Nicely, we can then move into the next one, which would be our blue square playlist, and that's going to relate to level 2 DOK, or depth of knowledge, which is when students really hone in on that skill or the concept that we want to teach them. So in this case, they're going to maybe interpret some new information or compare what they know to what they don't know. They might try to identify some patterns and make some predictions. They're organizing their ideas, collecting information, making observations, and summarizing that information. All of these level 2 words here, or action terms here for learning, are going to relate to our blue square playlist. So as students move from the green circle to the blue square, they're building on that level 1, the recall, to then develop their skills and their concepts in this new information we're teaching them. The level 3 then is where strategic thinking comes in. Once we have dialed in our recall and we remember everything that it was that we learned in the past, and we've developed a new skill, we can now use that skill strategically in level 3. And so this is when students then can maybe cite evidence to draw conclusions, explain some phenomena in terms of some new concepts they've learned. It's their time to investigate and to maybe even create or formulate something based on that skill or concept that they've learned. So this is going to relate. Level 3 is going to relate to our Black Diamond portion of our playlist. Once students have that Black Diamond completed, then they could go into a opportunity where they could extend their thinking. And I want to highlight the extend aspect of this, because when I discuss the fact that the Black Diamond is where the grade level expectation is, it then makes sense that the double Black Diamond is truly an extension. So this is where students take that new thing that they've learned and they're now proving that it's true, or proving that they know how to write an essay or a poem. Maybe they're even creating their own essay or poem. Maybe they're analyzing the data in an experiment that is a new experiment, or they're analyzing how the idea actually works. Now that they understand the idea, they can dig into the nuts and bolts of it. They might just be designing something new or connecting some ideas from other units or from other learning tasks. And they might want to critique something. Now that they have this really strong understanding of it, they can extend their thinking by making some critiques. And there's some other things they can do here as well. I usually use pink since the black was already used for the black diamond. I use the pink there for the double black diamond. But this level 4 relates to the double black diamond of our playlists. So just like at a ski resort, when skiers want to try a new challenge and they have those basic skills, they can go from green circle to blue square, from blue square to black diamond, and from black diamond into double black diamond. And the same thing applies for when we're trying to learn something new. We want to start at that level 1 recalling, then we want to develop the skills, we want to actually have that strategic thinking, and then finally we can extend our thinking there in level 4. So that's when we learn anything new, whether it's something in school or skiing or snowboarding. Now, something that's really nice about Norman Webb's diagram here is the fact that he has some different activities that relate to each of the levels. So those can be used as some inspiration as you design your playlists. And I actually also, as a science teacher, just researched on Google for science tasks organized by depth of knowledge and found some really great rubrics that had stepwise progressions of how I could develop DOK or depth of knowledge in science for different skills in science. So if you take a quick Google search, you might find some good resources on how DOK relates to your content area that can then help empower you with the playlists. So if we think about those different playlists, we have our beginner playlist, our green circle, which is going to relate to DOK 1, intermediate, then ask students to relate to DOK 2, black diamond, DOK 3, and then the double black diamond is that DOK 4. Something to keep in mind here is that not all of the green circle tasks might fall within those DOK terms that are up here in our pie chart. But what I do here in order to really make sure that I'm keeping the DOK 1 true to the green circle is each of these playlists, I create a learning target for each one. So students know that by completing the tasks in the playlist, they're working toward this learning target. I make sure that the learning target then is what's related to the depth of knowledge. So I have a DOK 2 level learning target for the blue square. So students know that what they're working for is that depth of knowledge level 2. And it also helps me focus the tasks in each of those playlists so that they actually relate to the depth of knowledge that I'm asking students to engage within. And again, then it also provides from black diamond to double black diamond that opportunity for students to extend their thinking and take that extra risk. Now, maybe the depth of knowledge isn't really your thing and you're more of a Bloom's taxonomy type of person. Well, I think that the Bloom's taxonomy actually fits really nicely with the ski slope model, even though it's not organized into 4 different categories. So if we instead kind of take a step back and we just think we want to start at the green circle and we want to end at the double black diamond, you can kind of see this progression here. And it can still be used to kind of help influence the design of your playlist. And so in that green circle is going to be, maybe these first couple categories of explaining ideas or recalling facts and basic concepts. The blue square might even overlap a little bit here and ask those students to, maybe translate or select some new stuff or to recognize some patterns. And it could go all the way up, up a couple levels here and ask students to start making some connections even after they use information in new situations. And then the black diamond is going to be the kind of the topping off point here where students are able to evaluate and analyze, and maybe even some of these lower ones as well. There's some fluidity here. It's more of a spectrum as we look at this. But again, the double black diamond then is going to be related to this idea of creating, producing new or original work, designing, assembling, constructing, conjecture, creating a conjecture, developing something, formulating an idea, being an author of something, investigating something that's a question of theirs. And that only happens once the evaluate process has occurred. So again, we can use this framework, this educational philosophy, again, to help influence and to focus the structure of each of the playlists. So this is how the different playlists are related to some educational philosophies, whether it's Bloom's taxonomy to help students grow based on a foundation, or using a foundation based on depth of knowledge in order to help students develop that extended thinking. That's all for now. I'll catch you on the next video.